one charge. It only happened one time. It's only one situation. What else do you need to change? Because it sounds so real. Okay. This is how it is. Don't get no charges because they be all over the place. You be like, always, sometimes, never, what, anyhow. So, hey y'all, this is Tamika, the face behind Hey HR. Listen, I've noticed that a lot of y'all have been commenting on a video that I posted quite some time ago. Now, I did post some background screening videos because I was kind of going several different routes with that. But I'm super excited that so many people are still watching it and still have tons of questions. So I want to get y'all ready because I noticed that quite a few of the things that you guys are asking me are very unique, or not even unique, but just your particular situation. And I get it. A lot of people want feedback on their particular situation. So I've been doing a good job. I've been answering your comments, trying to make sure I let you know exactly what you need to do. But I mean, do you guys really want to put all your business and comments on a YouTube video? Y'all know these videos are evergreen, so they're gonna be there for forever. I just think that if you really want a one-on-one touch, then one, you could try sending me an email. You know, I'll go back and forth with you, but it's not gonna be extensive. Or you can go ahead and book a one-on-one call. That works too. The link is in the description box, and then we can totally talk about it there and totally get you with a plan on what to do to make sure that not only does it not mess you up with this job, but it doesn't mess you up with any others. Secondly, I figured I'd go ahead and do this video so I can give you guys an updated view of background screenings in 2022. So a lot of you have been worried because you may have gotten arrested, or you may have gotten a charge, or you may have gotten a ticket, or you may have went to court, but you weren't convicted. So you guys, I mean, majority of the questions are so focused on, well, Tamika, I had this going on. I have to finish this first. What happens if this comes up? Let me go ahead and clear that up for y'all right now. Because what you don't want to do is worry about something that may show in your background screening, but you aren't even convicted of it. Or maybe you got it expunged. Or maybe you're doing something so that you can either lessen the charge or not have a charge at all. So let's talk about it. If you guys have that situation, you want to know what to do next, then keep watching. So there are 4 simple questions I want you guys to answer for yourselves before I tell you what to do. So the first one is, how long ago were you arrested or got this charge? Was it just last week? Was it last month? Was it last year? Was it 5 years ago? Was it 10 years ago? In most counties, as long as you're over a year and it's only one charge, you can get it expunged. So look at the length of time. For some places, I mean, have you even been to court for it yet? If you haven't been to court for it yet, it definitely isn't coming up on your background screen. And if it does, something ain't right. But I would first look at, how long ago was I arrested, or did I get this charge? The second question is, was it more than one charge? Like, is it showing a repetitive behavior, or you just happen to do this one time, or you're in this issue where you're trying to get it situated from just one instance? Your answer is going to be so much easier if it's only one time. Now, if you're habitual, you're constantly doing DUIs, you're constantly, you know, having CDVs, you're constantly going out here and getting caught with your pants down, then at the end of the day, that's going to be a little bit more difficult to situate. But if it's only one time, don't fret it. We got it. So this is going to be a little similar, but it is kind of scary that this does happen from time to time. So was the charge for the exact same thing? That's the third question. It's kind of scary, but were you already getting a charge or clearing up a ticket and you're in a program, or maybe you're waiting a period of time or whatever, and then it pops up and you do it again? So you're already trying to clear up this first charge, and then the second occurrence happens. Like, did that happen to you? Was that the case? Lord, please tell me no. Once you do it one time, don't do it again. If you saw my last video, how many times I'm gonna take? If you did it one time, don't do it again, okay? Okay. All right, so let's hope that your answer to that one is...
No, Tamika, it's just one time.
So the final question that I want you to think about for yourself and make sure you know the answer to is, was it in the same county? Do you have charges that happened in a whole nother state when you were visiting somewhere, or is it in the same county that you live in? Do you have one charge that happened 10 years ago and now you have another charge where they both in the same county? Because what you want to do is make sure you know which county has the charge. Forget which city, forget which anything else. Your biggest thing, and obviously you should know the state, but I'm hoping you know the state. But your biggest thing is the county. The county holds that charge. They're responsible to keep it on record. They're responsible to keep it as current information as they possibly can. So you want to make sure you know which county it's in. All right, so we already answered all those questions. Now we want to know, Tamika, what do I do? What do I do? Tell me how to get this fixed. I'm going to tell you right now how to get this fixed. The first thing I want you to do is pull all your records. Pull your county records, pull your city records, pull your state records, pull any federal records you may be able to pull. Just pull all of your records. Make sure that all of your records, regardless of the jurisdiction, regardless of the level, all show the exact same verbiage for this charge. What you don't want is for one to make it look like the other one is not exactly the same, and now it looks like you have multiple charges. Because you never know whenever you're getting your background screening pulled, if they're pulling a county check, a city check, a federal check, are they just doing your social security number? Are they looking at a myriad of resources and then hashing out which one is actually correct? Are they actually going in person to do a county check? Or are they just pulling from online? Like, you just never know. There's just so many resources to get this information. So you definitely want to pull all the records you can pull for yourself. Even if you have to pay a small fee, sometimes there's like a super small fee, like $5 or $10 or something. Even if you have to pull a small fee, then you should pull it. Now, if you got to start paying like $100 or something for your own records, something ain't right. So I wouldn't pull those records at all. But I would definitely look at all the jurisdictions I've ever been at, ever gotten a charge from, anything that could possibly report something on me, and make sure that they all show the exact same thing. So now you want to know, Tamika, if they all show the exact same thing, what can I do? Can I get it removed? You're going to have to check your county's records or policy or like rules, like what they say you can do, like what the jurisdiction has allowed you to do. So some places say, okay, after just doing this period of time without getting any other charges, without having any open issues going on, then you can automatically get it expunged. No one will ever see it. Some other counties will say, well, you have to pay this fee and then you can immediately get it expunged. Okay, cool. Some of them will say, well, because it's this charge, then you have to do like PTI, or you have to do counseling, or you have to show so many drug tests or whatever. They always can sometimes put, it sounds so real. Okay? This is how it is. Don't get no charges because they be all over the place. You be like, always, sometimes, never, what, anyhow. So you just have to make sure that you know what that county says you can do to get it removed, and then go for it. Like, if you got to pay a fee, if you got to wait a period of time, whatever it is that you have to do, go for it. Knock it out. Do it. Make sure that at the end of the day, you get something in print that shows that you're satisfied, that you're taking care of that. Usually, I believe they call it a disposition. So make sure you get that disposition. It'll still look like your charge, like your original ticket or whatever, but it should have disposition, final verdict, or whatever. And it should show like expunged or whatever it is that you asked for. I would always not only put that in a safe place, like a safe if you actually have one, but I would scan it into myself and email it to myself. So I always have it by email, or put it on a flash drive so that you always have it there as well. You can even save it on your Google Drive. Just make sure that you save it in multiple places so that if you ever need it for any reason, you can easily pull it up. If it ever comes up for any job, or even if you just want to go ahead and prove like, hey, this is what's going on, let me tell you all is well, then you already have it. Google Drive, in my opinion, is a really good place. But if you're worried about cybersecurity, then maybe you just want to scan it into yourself. You can go to any library. You can even scan from your phone and just scan it right onto yourself. Email it to yourself if you want. Doesn't have to be in your Google Drive. It'll just be in your email. And then you can download it and save it to an external drive. Put that external drive inside your safe along with the original hard copy, okay? So now this is the final thing that I want you guys to do. And it might sound like you're lying, but no, it's really just taking the nerves out. So I want you to practice your response. Go ahead and write out what your response would be if by any chance you ever had a background screening company or your future employer reach out to you to say, hey, we found this. We wanted to know more information on it. Already have it typed up. If it's only one charge, it only happened one time, it's only one situation, what else do you need to change? Because if you start making different variations of it, now it might look like you're not telling like the full truth. So I would just go ahead and type up on such and such day, this is what happened. This is what I did to rectify this issue. This is why I know it will never happen again. And this is the response from the whole thing. Make it short, make it quick, make it sweet. Like a lot of times it's really sometimes the most simple things that really nothing even came of. And now when we read that, we're like,
oh, okay, we're not holding this job.
I mean, I've had some really bizarre situations that's happened to me that I'm like, well, just getting this explanation was more than enough for me. So I would definitely practice what that is. I would type it out first, because in most instances you're going to email it or put it in a physical mail to someone. So after I already wrote that out, then the next thing I would do, get in the mirror, like practice what your response would be, just in case they want to call you, talk to you in person, or it comes up after you start working. Say, hey, on this such and such date, this is what happened. Because what you want to do, and you're going to pretty much say the same thing you got in your letter, and you can provide the letter to them too, but what you want to do is show them that you're not hiding anything. I mean, kind of like a polygraph test. When you take a polygraph test, it's your nerves that tell you lying. You might look as normal as possible, but your body's reacting. So you don't want to do that in front of a person. If you know by chance that you already, satisfied this issue, you might have had one bad drunken night, and then now you go and you sit in a car and you drove the car into the garage. Now you got a DUI because you drove, 2 seconds to take the car off the street and put it in the garage. Or maybe, you and your baby mama was fussing like crazy and now she ended up and hurt herself. Or maybe you mistakenly got so upset, you mistakenly like scratched on the face. Now the police came and you got the CDV charge, and at the end of the day, you did not mean to scratch her. You were just back and forth tussling, trying to get her out your face, and now her whole face gets scratched up, and you got a CDV that you're beating. And maybe you're already going to beat it. Maybe your baby mama already cool. Y'all ain't get married. Y'all ain't have more kids. But this thing's still showing up on your records, and you're trying to wait the time out so that you can get that off. I mean, just minuscule things. I know I'm being bizarre and stuff and being real extra, but that's the kind of stuff that happens. And when that kind of stuff happens, you want to make sure that you can talk about it with ease. Like, this might be your first professional job ever. This might be the first job in your career, the first job after you've gotten your degree. Maybe somebody else look out for you and got this really good job offer for you. This might be a crazy big pay increase, and you're going to waste it just because you don't know how to talk about it. Get in front of the mirror, talk about it way before anybody even asks. Go ahead and write out your response. Read your response if you have to get comfortable saying it. That way you're already comfortable talking about it. So I hope that this video really helped you guys with some issues, because I've been having so many questions about background screenings, and it seems like all of your questions are that you've had a charge that's recent and you're worried it's going to pop up before you finish doing whatever you got to do to solidify that charge. A lot of times, like, your questions does require a little bit more feedback, and you guys will see I'll respond with more questions, because it's like, that one comment ain't gonna give me enough information. But when we kind of do a back and forth exchange, you can see that there's a lot to weed through before I can just give you a final answer. And even then, sometimes my answers are pretty vague, because I don't know the county. I don't know what records they pulled. I don't know what the charge is showing as. I really don't know what you're going through at the moment. I'm going off of a quick comment you put down on a video. So I hope that this video helps you out. I hope that you guys know, again, that you can reach out to me. You can send me an email. You can also book a one-on-one call with me. I think a one-on-one call would be easiest, because I can help you form out your response and get everything situated. So guys, again, I can't wait to see y'all on the next video. So make sure that if you don't do anything else, subscribe, hit like, whatever it is. But I just can't wait to see y'all on the next video.